You know, I remember telling Adam years ago for a specific movie I won't mention, but I said, don't hire me for this. Hire Nick Nolte. Like, just say, you can get anybody you want. I said, he said, just do it. I mean, like, you can get anybody, and like, you should, because you're great. And he said, no, I wanted you to do it. And I go, why? And he said, because, you know, if I ask you to go climb that palm tree over there, I know you're dumb enough to do it, you know? And I said, basically what he's saying is, I don't have to take time to explain what the funny is. I know you'll get it. And I know that you'll trust it. And I'll know that if it's not working, we'll, in the middle of a scene, get it to a place where it is working. And if it is working, we'll get it to a place where it's working even better. And I think that's the key to our working relationship, is the fact to make something that ain't good in a scene, and it makes something that's really good even better. And so there's like certain scenes that I'm very proud of, and like in that relationship where like there was, when I had a lot more energy, when we did 50 First Dates, when you were allowed to do malleable with your own ethnicity. I mean, you know, I'm Filipino on my mom's side, and I'm Jewish on my dad's side. Does that mean I can't play Filipino? I can't. So there are these like kind of societal bullshit rules these days. But back then, when it was just funny, it was funny. I played this Hawaiian guy in 50 First Dates, which was totally legit because I grew up, you know, every summer of my life, my grandfather lived in Hawaii, so we'd go and spend the summers in Hawaii. And then my brother was in the Army over there, so that's where we'd go. And so get tan as quick as you can so that you don't get the shit beat out of you by Hawaiians. And so I learned that, you know, that there's the pigeon talk, and I knew it. And, you know, it ain't perfect, but like, I'm very proud of that role. So we were shooting a scene, and again, when you're writing something on paper, you're not on the set. So when you're on the set, there are other things that could happen that could need work or whatever. You don't know. So he wrote a scene where Drew Barrymore is driving up in her car, and he wanted to get the very interesting car, a cool looking car, was her having a Volkswagen Thing, which is cool, you know, because the top can open and whatever, and you could see her better, and the whole thing can come down, including the front windshield. So whatever, it's good for filming. And eccentric looking car. So so basically every day he's got to meet her in a new way, you know, because her brain has a problem. She can't remember stuff. So one of the ways is he's getting mugged on the side of the road by me. And so the thing is, she's supposed to see me mugging him, and then she drives up and then hits me with a baseball bat. That's the joke. But what happened was it's on an uphill incline. So we're waiting, and Drew's driving the car. We're waiting. So, okay, we have to fill that moment. So I throw him on the ground and I just start kicking him, you know, which just seems physically even funny. And he goes, and so we had to come up with some dialogue, and he goes, you come over here, you eat a pineapple, make my sister clean your hotel room. And he says, what does that have to do with anything? And we came up with that. And then she hits me with a bat, which is another thing that he didn't tell me about, the character and the thing. And that was it. But that morning when I got there, I always like to get the set first because I want to see what the set is like. I did a couple movies with Sylvester Stallone, and the big stars always come last, which I think is a huge disadvantage, because if you get there early, you could see what's going on and you could play with that. And then maybe if there's like extras, you can, you know, you can get to know them, and maybe they can laugh in the scene or whatever, and that could be fun. So I got there early, and I noticed they were setting up, and I said, I've seen this before. It was this beautiful green area in Oahu on the south side of the island. And I said, I know this is beautiful. Where is it? Where have I seen this? And north side of the island, sorry. And I said, I've seen this. Where is it? I've seen? And he said, and the DP, Dean Sandler, was like, this is where we shot with Spielberg. We shot Jurassic Park. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
The running of the dinosaurs? They said, was here? You shot that here? They said, yeah. Yeah, we shot that here. And so I was like thrilled. I couldn't wait to run with the dinosaurs, you know? So after Drew hit me, I just started running. And then she, you know, goes with it. She started chasing me with the baseball bat. And then the camera guy smartly started, I didn't know that wasn't in the, you know.
In the script, right? In
the script. So he started picking up the camera and started doing, just moving it to get the the running thing of Drew, and it was very funny. And then it ended up being a screamingly funny thing in the movie.
It's a great scene in the movie for sure. I mean, I know the movie very well. That's a great scene.
So that kind of stuff, if you're open to it and if you're having fun and if you figure out what isn't working, make it work, and what is working, make it better, and just go with it and just trust it. So those are the things to make a movie, and then when you do something like that, then you have like, he trusts you forever.
Right, I get that.
So